Hello once again, this is Cindy, the author of No Wheat Grinder Wheat Recipes book. You might have seen my first two movies that I did on YouTube, and it's the meatballs and rice and the salad and the no flour cake. Today we're going to feature a new set of dishes for a meal. It's chili and cornbread. And the chili has wheat in it, and the cornbread has no flour, just like the no flour cake. And so we're going to make the chili first, and then we'll get started on the cornbread. So follow your eyes over here. And this is really easy and really simple. You'll be surprised how easy this chili is. We'll start by putting in some beans. And I've got a mixture of beans. You can do any kind you want. This is the best recipe because it doesn't call for anything really exact. So I've got green beans and kidney beans and pinto beans in here. You make them yourself. You can get them from a can in the store. It doesn't matter. I bought these at the store for convenience. So I have 1 can of each kind of these beans, black, kidney, and pinto. So I'll put them in a crock pot. And then I took a pound of ground beef and an entire great big onion, and I fried them up together, drained the grease, and you put that in. And then you add your wheat. And this is the boiled wheat, or the wheat base as we refer to it in the book. So there's 3 cups of wheat base. And believe it or not, your family will not taste that it's in there. They may look at it and say, what is this? This is something new. But it's not going to be an odd flavor or anything like that. It melds really well with all of the other ingredients. Okay, now comes the tomato sauce. The tomato sauce can be anything you want. Today I'm using just plain tomato juice. Just a couple of cups of it. And I'm also using some diced tomatoes from a can. And this is 1 can. Now you can use any kind of tomato that you've got. It can be fresh tomatoes. I would advise peeling them if you use fresh tomatoes, but it doesn't really matter. And then you can use all canned diced tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, whole tomatoes. If you use whole tomatoes, I'd advise that you chop them up a little bit. Or you can use tomato sauce in those little cans. Or you can just use plain tomato juice, whatever tomato, anything you've got for a tomato base. Use about 1 quart. And then we like a touch of pepper to it. Now you can add jalapeno peppers. I'm adding green chili peppers. You can add whatever kind of pepper you like to add a little bit of heat. And then we've got some spices here. It's chili powder, cumin, garlic, cinnamon. Cinnamon is actually quite essential. You may think that's an odd ingredient because we're used to thinking of cinnamon with the sweet kind of things, like in spiced cakes or things like that. But cinnamon actually settles the acid in the tomatoes and makes it mellow out, and you do not taste cinnamon. But it just adds a depth of flavor and a depth of acidity to it where it takes out the acidity so that it gives it a really robust, full flavor. Okay, so you stir it all up. Put the lid on and turn it on high for 6 to 8 hours. Is that so easy? And it's very good, very savory, and all of through cooking, all of that time, it just melds all those flavors into everything, and oh, it's really good. So we'll stop the movie now. We'll get set up and we'll do the cornbread. While this is cooking, you can do this overnight if you want, but we'll let this cook for a bit and then we'll do the cornbread while this is cooking. Hi, we're back. We've got the chili cooking in the crock pot, which is a wonderful feature. I love the crock pot. I just throw so many things in it and just let it cook all day. And then it's done by the time you need to eat. It's so wonderful. Well, I've got the cornbread going here. So I've got my wheat base, milk, eggs, and oil. And we'll all turn this on and mix it up really, really good. So it's going to get noisy. Okay, and that's about all you need. And you'll notice that almost all of these wheat kernels have been cut in half or even smaller. So that's kind of what you're looking for. It takes a full minute to be able to get this all blended well. And you can't blend it too much. So if you're unsure, just go ahead and keep blending. Okay. So when that's all done, then we put in the dry ingredients. There's the cornmeal, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, and salt in here. Okay, put it in the blender and turn it on. I can see that some are still sticking. On the side, some of the cornmeal is still sticking, so I'm going to scrape it down. Okay, we'll turn it on one more time. And that's all it takes. Is that so easy for cornbread? And then just have a greased baking dish, a 9 by 13 is what I'm using. If you want a really tall cornbread, you can put it in a smaller dish. But this makes a lot, actually. Okay, now I find that if you let this cornbread sit for 5 to 10 minutes before you bake it, that the cornmeal kind of soaks it up a little bit more, and it actually has a finer texture when it's all baked. But for time's sake today, we're not going to let it sit 5 or 10 minutes. We'll just put it directly into a 375-degree oven. And when we're done with that, and it's all warm and yummy, then we'll come back and we'll show you the chili and the cornbread together. Hi, we're back again, and everything's finished. We've got this hearty, very hearty chili, and super spicy, very aromatic. It's just very, very yummy. And then there's the cornbread with no flour. Now, it's moist and nice. It's served really well with butter and jalapeno jelly. My family loves that. As far as cost goes, I did not pay anything I didn't pay anything that was really super cheap for all of the ingredients in here. I paid full price. At full price, this is approximately $8 to $9. So that's if you pay top for top stuff. So this I also paid top for. Together everything is approximately $9. This was about $8. This is about $1. So $8 for the chili, $1 for the cornbread, and together that's a $9 meal. If you go and buy things on sale, if you get your meat on sale and you cook up your own beans, and maybe you use tomatoes from your garden, or bottled tomatoes that you've bottled from your garden, it can pretty much cut the whole thing in half. So it'll be about a $4 to $5 meal, depending on where you live. So this is so hearty, my family cannot eat the whole thing in one sitting, the chili and the cornbread. So we usually have it for 2 or 3 meals. So if you figure that it's about a $9 meal, but it lasts 2 or 3 meals, so you're cutting the cost pretty good. At $9, if you eat the whole thing, it's approximately $1.80 per person if you have 5 people in your family. And that's pretty good. So if you make everything on your own and it ends up being only a $5 meal, then if you have 5 people and you eat it all, that's $1 a person. That's more like what we usually do in my house. So, and then if it lasts 2 meals, then that goes down to 50 cents a person per meal. You can't beat that. It's absolutely amazing, not to mention the nutritional factor. So anyway, here's a brand new meal for you. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to do it, and I hope that you'll join me again for another video that we do for Cindy's Lifestyle Treasures.